Enduring Antarctica. Imagine a help wanted sign that reads, "Men needed for a dangerous trip. Little pay and brutal cold. We'll spend months in total darkness, little chance of a safe return." In 1914, Sir Ernest Shackleton, the famous British explorer, posted an advertisement like this and waited to see if anyone would sign up. He wanted to be the first to lead an expedition across the frozen continent of Antarctica at the bottom of the world. Amazingly, 27 men accepted Shackleton's challenge. Seeking nothing but adventure, they told him they would go with him. Shackleton had been to Antarctica twice before and was anxious to return. He and his crew set sail from London on a wooden ship called Endurance. They were only a day away from land when their ship got stuck in a sea of floating ice. They were trapped with no other humans around for thousands of miles. No one would come to rescue them. For 10 months, they lived on the boat. In Antarctica, the sun doesn't shine in the winter. It was cold, dark, and lonely. Then things got much worse. The ice started to crush the Endurance, turning its wooden sides into splinters. The men had to abandon ship in a hurry and watch it sink. Now they were forced to live outside on the ice. There was no way to get home except for the 3 small lifeboats they had managed to save. The crew drifted on ice for 5 months. Finally, land was sighted, and the crew sailed the boats to the shore. But the island they discovered was uninhabitable. They had to move on if they were going to be rescued. Shackleton took 5 men and 1 lifeboat in hopes of finding another island named South Georgia. There were people on the island who could save them. The only problem was that the trip was 800 miles long through some of the harshest waters in the world. 17 days later, they landed on South Georgia. They hiked across the island, climbing snowy mountains to reach the only town. Shackleton borrowed another ship and rescued the rest of his men. Somehow, all 28 men made it home safely. Everyone survived. Now, with this article today that you read and now have listened to, you need to answer the following questions. You can pause the video as you go. Question 1, choose the best title for this story. Is it A, floating ice? B, crossing Antarctica? C, a trip to South Georgia? Or D, stranded at the bottom of the world? Number 2, answer the following questions. When doesn't the sun shine in Antarctica? How long did the men drift on the ice after their ship sank? When Shackleton landed on the shore of South Georgia, what did he have to do next? How many lifeboats did the crew save? Question 3. There are 5 events, and you are going to list them in the order that they happened. And so number those 1 through 5. Shackleton rescued his crew. The Endurance was stuck in the ice. Shackleton took a lifeboat to South Georgia Island. The crew abandoned ship, or the crew lived on floating ice after their ship sank. So put these 5 in order that they occurred. Question 4. What does the word uninhabitable mean in the story? Is it A, unbelievable, B, unlivable, C, unusual, or D, unsteady? Question 5. What conclusion can you make about Ernest Shackleton's character? A, he was reckless. B, he liked boats. C, he always dreamed of finding the North Pole. Or D, he wasn't afraid of danger.